Hello and welcome back to Newsroom Nigeria. This is where we give you hot, fresh, and sizzling news all day long. If this is your first time here, you have not subscribed to this channel, kindly click on the subscribe button down below. Turn on the post notification bell. Also, leave your opinions in the comment section below. The Nigerian federal government has issued a stern warning to the United States missions in Nigeria, accusing it of actively promoting what officials describe as a relentless smear campaign and spreading jaundiced narratives aimed at tarnishing the country's image. High-ranking government sources speaking under condition of anonymity said the U.S. mission's recent conduct risks further damaging bilateral relations with Africa's largest democracy. At the heart of diplomatic tension is a report circulated by the U.S. mission, originally published by the African Report, a Paris-based media outlet, which criticized Nigerian political elites for what it called excessive government spending on state buildings amid widespread poverty. The report singled out new government house projects in Oyo and Gombe states, portraying them as symbols of governmental extravagance. However, Nigerian officials are pushing back forcefully, claiming the report is misleading and deliberately misrepresent facts for ulterior motives. One government insider pointed out that both Governors Seyi Makinde of Oyo State and Onuwa Yahaya of Gombe State are known for fiscal prudence and strong governance records. Governor Seyi Makinde has consistently earned commendations for effective leadership and transparency in public finance, while Governor Yahaya has overseen major improvements in healthcare, infrastructure, and civil servant welfare. The source said, painting them as irresponsible spenders is simply dishonest. According to these insiders, the publication's critical stance may be linked to a failed business proposition involving the Nigerian Governors Forum. They allege that the magazine's publisher, who inherited the platform from his late father, previously attempted to get Nigerian governors to sponsor participation in an African Roundtable event in Abidjan, a pitch that was ultimately declined. This refusal, sources claim, led to strained relationship and the magazine's subsequent negative coverage, which the U.S. mission has been accused of amplifying with enthusiasm. But beyond the media disagreement, officials argue that the U.S. mission's actions amount to interference in Nigeria's internal affairs, violating international diplomatic protocols. This goes against Article 41, subsection 1 of the Vienna Convention in diplomatic relations, which clearly prohibits diplomats from meddling in the domestic matters of their host countries, said a senior Nigerian diplomat. Adding to the friction is a recent U.S. State Department travel advisory dated July 15, 2025, which warned African citizens to avoid 15 Nigerian states due to risks including terrorism, kidnapping, and substandard healthcare. Nigerian officials criticized the advisory as alarmist and out of context, suggesting it paints the entire country in a negative light while ignoring areas of stability and progress such as Lagos and Abuja. One Nigerian analyst noted the irony in the advisory. The U.S. is expected to lose nearly 47,000 citizens to gun violence this year, yet it portrays Nigeria, where many regions are safer than some American cities, as danger zone. It's a deeply distorted perspective. Despite rising tensions, Nigerian authorities emphasize that the country remains committed to its relationship with the United States. We continue to value the long-standing support from the U.S. government, said one official. However, respect must be mutual. This partnership cannot come at the cost of Nigerians' dignity or sovereignty. The situation continues to unfold amid growing scrutiny of how foreign missions engage with local media and political narratives, particularly in emerging democracies striving to assert greater global agency. You all, let's have your thoughts and your opinions in the comment section below. Thank you very much for always listening. Before we go, guys, let's take a look at some of the reactions we got online. Amidu says, what the US is saying is a plain truth, of course. Despite the fact that you people are rich, you spend more government money on yourselves and families at the expense of the Nigerian masses who are dying of hunger, insecurity, and many more. The thing is, the plain truth is, had it been these projects are embarked on, actually with awarding contracts that actually has the right figures. When I say the right figure, I mean the kind of figures that, is the amount of money that was spent building the structure, not exaggerated figures as you usually find in government offices. That is what they do. They will exaggerate figures and say that they spent 1 billion naira or they awarded the contract for 1 billion naira or 12 billion naira. And in reality, if a contract was awarded for 12 million naira, the actual amount that could have been spent on the project would have been maybe 1 billion, and the rest of the money will go into their pockets while people are hungry on the streets. Pardon me. While people are hungry on the streets, while there is no good health care in the states, but you have a guts to spend such humongous amounts of money, claiming that you spent them on projects. I think that is what exactly that the US they are saying, that the US officials are saying. It's not bad when you want to build a project, you say you're building government house. It's not a bad thing. But the actual amount of money, humongous amount of money allocated to these, structures are the problem. Inflated figures. That is exactly the problem. Meanwhile, this money, the money could have gone to other things. Could have gone to healthcare, could have gone to education, it could have gone to building good hospitals, it could have gone to building, constructing roads, better roads. But, this is where we are. Anyway, moving on. You spend more government money on yourselves and families at the expense of the Nigerian masses who are dying of hunger, insecurity, and many more. Another comment here is from Anthony Amarachi. He says, high-ranking government source speaking under condition of anonymity. Why in no mention in name if you know they fear wicked people? Solomon says, because all the political leaders and high-profile individuals in Nigeria travel to the US, UK, France, UAE, etc. for their medical treatments, instead of building our nation, they are building other people's country. They're investing in other people's country instead of investing in Nigeria here. Okoko Ezenwa says, I can't blame Trump, but blame the bad leadership of the nation, Nigeria. If a country is ready to rise, then fall through incompetency, greed, and gross wickedness. Who is Trump to issue a threat to Nigeria? Ishama says, what is the risks US will face if Nigeria shut down their mission? Abi, what do they have to lose? Are we not the ones that are trying to travel abroad? Are we not the ones that are trying to japa from the country? Lastly, one last comment from Boniface. It says, the USA must recognize Nigerian sovereignty and respect diplomatic protocol as democratic institutions or states operates under the ambit of constitutional ethos in Nigeria, as state governors operate under the watchdog of state assemblies, whose mandate is to oversee the functions of state executive. The US has a peculiar internal problems or challenges Trump should focus on and leave Nigeria alone. You all, let's have your thoughts and your opinions in the comment section below. Thank you very much for always listening and watching. I will see you all in my next video. Bye for now.